What's going on? Welcome back to the channel. So today we're going to talk to you about NIO. I want to go over some expectations for this upcoming week, what might cause some volatility in the stock price, and go over everything else that you need to know. But first, make sure to hit that thumbs up, and with that, let's get right to it. So starting off with macro data, there's not really that much coming out this week. Monday evening, we have industrial profits. Friday evening, we have NBS manufacturing, but that'll affect pretty much next week, the following week. So there's not really that much in actual data coming out. One thing that could potentially negatively impact Chinese EVs is this right here. So Trump said if Canada makes a deal with China, it will immediately be hit with a 100% tariff against all Canadian goods and products coming into the States. Canada hasn't commented just yet, but given how much they actually do trade with the States in comparison to China, it is fair to assume that they will be canceling that China deal. So really kind of a step in the wrong direction for Chinese EVs because that was going to be a whole new market that they could have really kind of expanded towards. But I think, again, Canada logically will cancel that deal. So we'll have to wait and see. What's really comical about all this, though, is Trump initially, when it came out, he was very much in favor and said, "Good job, Canada." So he had 2 weeks to kind of think about it, didn't really like it, so this is the ultimatum that he is giving Canada. Aside from that, though, there's a lot of other things coming out on the American side that could really affect NIO. One is just a shutdown as of January the 31st. Last time there was a shutdown, NIO did hit its 52-week high, so maybe that's somehow the blessing that NIO needs. Of course, there's no direct correlation between that, though, because during this time frame, NIO was actually putting out a lot of good news, a lot of expansion news, milestones, and things along those lines, which generally the market does really like to see. So again, maybe cross your fingers, we'll see another new 52-week high if this shutdown does kind of commence. Aside from that, though, these are all the companies putting out their earnings. We have a lot of big players, so dependent on how their top and bottom line come in, as well as what they give for future guidance, that'll really move the market. In addition to that, Wednesday, close to the market close, we do have Powell again, so Fed interest rate decision. So that, as usual, really does affect NIO, which is rather frustrating as per usual, but we'll just have to again wait and see. The only thing that really came out over the weekend was this right here, so that previously announced kind of collaboration, and in general it's good. So this will help NIO kind of improve their costs because I think generally everyone knows that China is a crazy market. The price war, and especially with the most recent stimulus, that's really in among itself going to cause a lot more kind of competition. So in general, this is kind of the only thing that kind of came out. Nothing really, in my opinion, worthwhile to really bring up. So let me know your viewpoint on that. So it just might help margins over the next several quarters. That's just for ordering and whatever else. Looking at shorts, so going into this upcoming week, 8.2% of the free float's being shorted, works out to be 167.06 million shares overall being shorted. So definitely good to see. We are near its 52-week low, so that's always a positive sign. I know a lot of people were really wanting a short squeeze to kind of occur with NIO, but I guess kind of shorts just left on their own accord. But shorts as of September the 22nd, roughly, that is where we have started to see consistently a lot of signs of naked shorting. So that's still relevant and all of that. I know I've been bringing that up in a lot of my videos, so it's not really new information. From a bull standpoint, you see a consensus for it to be roughly around 5, above 5 for the most part. And then the bears are anticipating for it to be sub 450 and 5. This is the open interest right here. So for those of you wanting a gamma squeeze, if it can close above 5, or even better yet, 550, then rolling into the following week, this is where you could see some pretty good price action. But at the same time, we've always seen shorts strategically try to hit NIO below key fib levels, and as well a lot of strike prices. So if NIO, for whatever reason, does get close to $5, anticipate shorts to kind of wake up. And right now, going back over here, there is a lot of available shares, so they could easily double down. So there's more than 10 million shares available. So let me know your viewpoint on that. Aside from that, with that 464, it is smack dab in the middle between this pivot and this S1. So 458 and 474 is going to be the next strong support as well as target. And then if you're wanting to dollar cost average, the following support levels are 448 and then 432. On the actual chart, I'd love to say that this is epic, showing some signs of a breakout, but with it closing below that 10-day moving average on Friday, kind of signals that there is going to be maybe some consolidation. Monday is going to be a very big day, mind you, that it would have needed to really fight back and get above that 10-day moving average, but because of Trump's comments, market's going to be digesting that. That's kind of also a double negative, I guess, for Chinese EVs, which most likely will be pricing that out. So I think all in all, we will be seeing a little bit more of a initial pullback in the first couple of trading days. It really does need to hold at 447, so that's very close to that 448 fib level. So if you're wanting to, again, dollar cost average, maybe orient a lot of your buys towards there. But going into this upcoming week, you don't really see that much in willing buyers at all. Stochastic RSI is at 65, so it is kind of neutral in nature, so not really overbought nor oversold. No new analyst ratings at all. So last one did come out on January the 15th. That was done by 𝗪𝗧𝗏. And aside from that, there really hasn't been that much in articles at all. So I think right now, NIO is kind of just stuck in limbo. If for those of you, when it was at $8, putting in like on my videos in the comments saying that you wished and that it was lower, this is a dream come true. So you got what you kind of asked for. So definitely take advantage, buy the dip and do what needs to be done. But it's a frustrating stock. I know I've mentioned this time and time again. Logically, it should be a lot higher than that. And even if you compare it based on the PS to a lot of American companies, which I know you typically shouldn't do, but even if you use a fraction of that, it should be back around that $6-7 range. But NIO, Chinese EVs, they just get suppressed quite a lot. So let me know your viewpoint on NIO. Where do you realistically see things going for this week? In my opinion, by looking here, I do believe by the end of the week we will be between this S2 and this S3. So between 448 and 432. That's where I feel that we will kind of land. And then hopefully from there, we'll be able to bounce off of this S3 and then really move higher. Or potentially if NIO puts out some good catalyst, as what the market generally likes to see, so whether that be milestone or other things, that could really help. But I think just their earnings, that might be the next big catalyst over and above their monthly numbers. So definitely that will be coming, but that'll most likely impact the following week. So let me know your thoughts on NIO. Don't forget to hit that thumbs up and subscribe. Always greatly appreciate that. Hopefully everyone's having an amazing weekend thus far. And then one final thing, if you're looking for some solid on-point buy signals, pop over to my Patreon and put out daily day trades, numerous swing trades, worthwhile to pop over there and check that out. With all that, appreciate all of you watching.